So I'm gonna do like a really quick like book haul of all the books that I got for this video, and then what I'm gonna do is, I'm missing 2 books right now. I bought 2 and then I got the rest from the library, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shuffle my Spotify playlist anyway. So the way this is gonna work, basically, if you haven't seen my last video, I recommend you go watching that first so you can kind of understand what I'm doing. But I'm gonna shuffle my Spotify playlist that I created for this video, and I'm gonna see what like song it lands on, and that's the book that I'm gonna have to read. And if I don't have that, then I might just like shuffle it again, because I want to start reading right now and I don't want to wait till all of the books come in, and I'm only missing 2. I'm gonna quickly show you the books that I did get. So the 2 which I actually bought that are mine is November 9th by Colleen Hoover, and then A Thousand Boy Kisses. I love like the new book smell. Like, it smells so good and they're so like clean, and I don't want to mess them up. So I have these 2, and then the rest that I got from the library, I have Normal People, Clockwork Princess, Daughter of Smoke and Bone, and If I Never Met You. So I'm gonna shuffle my Spotify playlist right now to see which book I have to start reading. So I thought I'd kind of give you guys an update with where I'm at with this book right now. Kind of just like give you guys my opinions thus far. Also, I figured I'd kind of just do this for all the books that I'm reading in this video, is I kind of do like an update like midway or like less than midway, just like whenever I feel like it, and then do an update like at the end when I'm done to see if like my opinions have changed at all. So right now, I would say this is not my favorite, and also in the beginning, this book was already really low on my list to read, just because I've seen like the reviews, and like there are a lot of good ones, but there's also like the ones that I saw, most of them were like on the not so positive side. But that's like kind of the whole point of this video, is just to see what I do like to read. But also like the romance that I'm like looking forward to reading is not the kind of romance that you'll find in this book. It has a very different writing style to it too, something that I'm not like really used to. But those are kind of just my opinions right now, and I will definitely update you guys later. So in this book, Marianne is the main character, and there's a male main character. His name is Connell. And Marianne and Connell met at school while Connell's mom worked as a cleaner at Marianne's house, so their paths would occasionally cross, and that's how their relationship began. And Connell from the beginning was always a very supportive figure in her life, and Connell's family was also very fond of her and were much nicer to her than Marianne's blood family was. And that's kind of where I see the song connecting in this book, is from the lyrics: you can let it go, you can throw a party full of everyone you know, you can start a family who will always show you love, and you don't have to be sorry for leaving and growing up, and you don't have to be sorry for doing it on your own. Because Marianne grew up in a very kind of like abusive household, and her dad passed away when she was 13, and her dad was abusive to her mother, and that's kind of how I think the abusiveness in Marianne's mother came about, and even in Marianne's brother, who verbally abused Marianne. And Marianne kind of followed her own path in life and was so much better off with Connell's family than with her own blood related family. And that's kind of how the song ties in with the book, in my opinion, that like a family goes way beyond just blood relations. Okay, so I got bored of this book and I can't bring myself to finish it, so here's my next book. Okay, so I just wanted to pop in here and tell you guys that I've now transitioned on to reading November 9th by Colleen Hoover, just because I got a little tired of the other book that I was reading, and I'm still gonna try and read it, but I am reading this one as well. And this book connects to Fool's Gold by One Direction, but I'm already like 14 pages into this book, and it was just sitting on my table yelling at me like, read me. So I just decided to pick it up one day and start reading it, because I was so excited to read this one, and I couldn't wait for Spotify to pick it out for me. This is also the first book of Colleen Hoover that I'm reading, and that's also really exciting because I know Colleen Hoover is like a widely loved, like, artist, especially like, or not artist, author, especially because of like TikTok and stuff. So November 9th is a story of how a girl named Fallon who had a traumatic accident on November 9th, leaving the left side of her body completely scarred. And in a very random situation, she ends up meeting the character Ben. And Ben and Fallon agree to meet up every year on the date on November 9th with no contact in between the years. They meet up every year for 5 years, and you can kind of just see how their love story unfolds. Okay, so I'm finally done this book. I would say it's probably been like, I think like just over a week, just like a little over a week since I started this, which is crazy because I'm a very slow reader for people that know me, and it takes me a freaking long time to get through a book. But this one, oh my god, I don't think I've ever read a book that's made me want to like keep reading ever. Like, I just like could not put it down, which says a lot because I lose my interest so quickly. And this is the first book of Colleen Hoover that I read, and I'm giving this book 5-star rating, and I kind of want to explain to you guys a little bit of my stuff. And I have so many like comparisons and connections from different things, and I don't know if I should say it because it's gonna be like spoiler. So if it is spoiler, then just skip to, or I'm gonna put a timestamp on the screen, so if you don't want to hear anything like any spoilers, just skip. But I feel like I have so many just random connections to make from like different songs too, not just Fool's Gold by One Direction, which obviously is the book, or which obviously is the song that led me to reading this book, is Fool's Gold. So I guess I'll just start there. So in Fool's Gold, the lyric that like most resonates with this book is, "And yeah, I let you use me from the day that we first met, but I'm not done yet falling for you." And in this book, there was a quote from the male main character. His name is Ben, and he says to the girl, "You can't leave yet, I'm not finished falling for you," or "I'm not done falling for you," something like that. And oh my lord, oh my god, the plot twist in this book too, I did not see that coming. But yeah, all I want to say is that this was crazy. Like, I feel like I went through so many different things, but I also feel like I was so, like, I was like in the story with them, and I guess that's like a good thing about Colleen Hoover is how she writes, is like you feel like you're so connected with the characters. So also I want to make a couple of comparisons that I realized because they're just so cool to me. So not only does this book remind me of Fool's Gold, it also kind of reminds me of Smallest Man Who Ever Lived by Taylor from her new album, from Tortured Poets. Just because of like, if you listen to the bridge of that song and then you read this book, it kind of just like resonates with the book just a tiny bit. And also this book reminds me of Arya and Ezra's relationship from Pretty Little Liars, because like if you've seen Pretty Little Liars, then you know that when Arya and Ezra first met, that wasn't technically the first time that Ezra had met Arya, because he'd been like kind of spying on her almost and writing a book about her long before she knew he existed and long before they got into a relationship. So it kind of just reminded me of that a little bit. I thought that was really cool.